Glee, Glee, Glee. I've been in love with this show since 2012 when I was 9 years old. I remember the first episode that I ever watched, which was Sectionals, episode 13 of season 1, when Finn found out that he wasn't the father of Quinn's baby girl. After that, I became hooked on the show. And here we are 13 years later, and Glee still has a special place in my heart. It is in the trifecta of special places in my heart, which also includes Degrassi and The Simpsons. And I can show you how obsessed I was with Glee. I have the email addresses to prove it. I have my old tweets to prove it. Baby girl, Glee has a special place in my heart. I love it so much. But I know, and all the Gleeks know, that this show is unhinged. The characters, seriously, the characters are unhinged. And that's what we're here today to talk about. We're here to discuss and figure out who was the most unhinged character of the Glee Club from each season. But we will not be adding the adults, because if we did, Sue would win every season and that wouldn't be fair.
Gay kid. Come on, move it. Asian. Other Asian. Aretha. And Shaft.
But honorable mentions will be sprinkled throughout the video. Let me just do this honorable mention right now about Mr. Shu. It was very much unhinged that his only friends were his students.
I want you to be my best man.
Are you screwing with me right now?
You taught me more about being a man than anyone I've ever known.
Even though I don't hate Mr. Shu like so many of the Glee fandom do. I started watching Glee when season 3 was airing. And no, I'm not annoyed that I missed the tour because I only started watching in 2012. Anyway, now that the introductions are over, let's start with season 1. I have got all my notes for all 6 seasons of all the characters in the Glee Club. So if they weren't in the Glee Club, like the Warblers, like Sebastian or Krosky or I don't know, Bert or Carol, if they weren't in the Glee Club, they're not in this video. Sorry, they're not in this video. So let's start, shall we? Glee's first season is when it was truly satirical, a sentiment you can't really say about the next few seasons, as the writers started to take the show too seriously at times and lost the unhinged nature that made season 1 so good. Season 1 introduced our OG Glee members: Rachel, Kurt, Tina, Mercedes, Finn, Artie, Santana, Quinn, Brittany, Puck, Mike, and Matt. The real OG members, if we're being technical, were Rachel, Kurt, Tina, Mercedes, and Artie. We are introduced to these misfits known as the Glee Club, being directed by their coach, Mr. Shu. The new directions are clear outsiders in the school, as anything artistic in McKinley High is seen as nerdy or gay.
Yeah, a gay team. A big gay team of dancing gays.
Routine slushy attacks are expected by the members. We see these kids go through challenges like teen pregnancy,
I'm pregnant,
and coming to terms with their sexuality.
I'm gay.
And through it all, unhinged moments are sprinkled throughout their journey to regionals. Let's dissect each character's unhinged moments and determine who was the most unhinged Glee member of season 1. So we're starting with Matt Rutherford first. I can't even say his surname. Rutherford. Okay, Matt. Okay, we're starting with Matt first. He was basically a background character in season 1. Like, he was characterized as a football player, and he was best friends with Mike. And there was a little romance, like unseen romance between him and Santana. I peeped it. There was something going on with him and Santana. Anyway, like he was like categorized as an amazing dancer as well. Like, if you see the performance Give Up the Funk, like, he was killing it. If you watch Matt, like, he was killing it. Like, you want to turn this mother out. So Matt was characterized as a footballer, an amazing dancer, best friends with Mike, and there was a sort of like romance going on with him, Santana. It was never confirmed, but I guess that's my headcanon, child. And Matt barely got any lines. He got like maybe 2 to 3 lines in a whole series. So he didn't really have much like opportunity to be unhinged. But he does get some points. The first for knowing that Finn wasn't the father of Quinn's baby and not telling him because the collective agreed they didn't want to tell Finn because they wanted to win sectionals. Like, imagine your friends don't tell you that you're not the father of somebody's baby because they want to win a singing competition. And the second point for Matt is when he took Sudafed. So I'm editing here and I realized the supposed vitamin D that the Glee Club members were taking was called pseudoephedrine. And throughout the whole video, I'm calling it Sudafed. So just pretend that I'm calling it pseudoephedrine, okay? Which all of the members of the Glee Club took. So I guess all two of his unhinged moments have to do with the collective. But well done, Matt, because you're now on the leaderboard with 2 points. Hey! With Mike, he was another background character, basically. Obviously, he was best friends with Matt. I'm pretty sure maybe he had a romance going on with Brittany because it seemed like Matt had a romance with Santana and then Mike had a romance with Brittany. Anyway, like we all know that Mike is an amazing dancer and he didn't really have a lot of lines. Just like with Matt, his 2 points go to not telling Finn that he wasn't the father of Quinn's baby and taking Sudafed so they could win the mash-off against the girls. Hey! Miss Brittany S. Pierce. She was introduced as a ditzy blonde girl who was one of Quinn's minions and one of Sue's minions, as Sue instructed the girls to basically spy on the Glee Club to bring them down.
You three are going to be my spies. I need eyes on the inside. We're going to bring this club down from within.
She was also characterized as an amazing dancer, which Heather Morris is such an amazing dancer, honestly. And she had a close relationship with Mike and Santana. Yeah, she sure did have a close relationship with Santana. Although Brittany was a part of the background besties with Santana, Mike, and Matt, she did have a few unhinged moments. Like when Jesse St. James transferred to McKinley and joined the Glee Club for Rachel, Brittany had the audacity to ask Mr. Shu if Jesse was his son.
Brittany.
Mr. Shu, is he your son?
Which I'm like, they actually do look alike, like the curls, the vests, like. Brittany also outed that her and Santana were having sex, and that was the first hint of us seeing that Santana and Brittany didn't really have a normal friendship.
Sex is not dating. If it were, Santana and I would be dating.
When the Glee Club got enamored with hairography, Mr. Shu instructed Brittany to teach all the Glee Club members how to whip their hair, and she said it was like cool epilepsy.
Guys, it's like cool epilepsy.
We also have when her and Santana took Finn on a double date, like basically Brittany and Santana were dating Finn at the same time at Breadsticks. And instead of talking to him, they talked about him and gossiped about other people in front of him and basically expected him to pay for the whole thing in exchange of her and Santana making out in front of him. Brittany also had a lot of off-the-wall like one-liners that would literally just be so fast you wouldn't even realize what she said. Like how she talked about how she had a bird in her locker, or how she thinks that her cat is reading her journal, which opened the floodgates to the introduction of Lord Tobington. Also knowing that Finn wasn't the father of Quinn's baby and not telling him, and obviously taking Sudafed to win the mash-off against the guys. And when Sue was in a funk and wasn't coaching the Cheerios, and all the Cheerios literally went haywire, she was wearing her Cheerios outfit backwards and begging Jacob Ben Israel to love her.
Please love me, please.
And also the performance of You Can't Touch This in the library, thinking that that would make her go up on the glist. The glist was basically a list of the hottest Glee Club members, which was anonymously made by Quinn Fabray. Even though she was a background character more than anything, Brittany left the season with 12 points. Hey! We have the queen of all queens, the queen of mean, Miss Santana Lopez. I will say this right now that Santana Lopez is my favorite character. I have 2 favorite characters in Glee Club, and it is, well, I like a lot of them, but my 2 favorites are Santana and Finn in that order. And as I can show you, I have the email addresses to prove it that I made when I was like 9 years old. Okay. But that's besides the point because we're not biased over here, okay? I will grill into Santana too. In season 1, we don't know much about Santana. We know that she is one of Quinn's minions and one of Sue's minions trying to take the Glee Club down from the inside. But as the season went on, we got to see more of her personality and we started to see that she actually really does enjoy being in the Glee Club.
But I like being in Glee Club. It's the best part of my day, okay? I wasn't gonna go and mess it up.
We also start to see that she has this relationship with Puck, who she is very territorial over. We also see her as this classic mean girl who spouts out insults and is all sassy. She also has a close friendship with Brittany, and she's a part of the background besties. When it comes to Santana's unhinged moments, her being territorial over Puck is one of the biggest ones. She almost literally drop-kicked pregnant Quinn over she almost literally drop-kicked pregnant Quinn.
Keep your paws off my man. Clear?
And also her fighting over him with Mercedes, which honestly, even though it's unhinged, it led to literally one of the best performances on the show. The boy is mine. Also when she basically called out Kurt's sexuality.
Let's talk about the giant elephant in the room.
Your sexuality.
And just like for Brittany when she double dated with Finn and basically talked about him right in front of him and expected him to leave and leave his credit card in exchange for Brittany and her making out in front of him. Also taking Sudafed to win against the boys in the mash-up, demanding for her food to be taken back even though she damn near finished all of it.
We'd like to send these back, but you ate all of it.
When she said that Jesse St. James was a spy and she would know because she's one too.
He's a spy, Mr. Shu. I would know.
Taking Finn's virginity because Sue wanted all the girls to go for younger guys in the name of Madonna. Knowing that Finn wasn't the father and not telling him. When she cried because her tanning privileges were taken away from her by Sue, like, Miss Ma'am, you know that you're Uli Brown, right? Basically having a meltdown when Sue was in a funk and she wasn't coaching the Cheerios. Like her hair, girl, her hair was literally not even in a ponytail. Like, but I like Santana's hair when it's not in a ponytail, it's cute. Even though Santana was a background character in season 1, she still left the season with 13 points. Hey! Miss Tina Cohen Chang. We meet Tina as this goth, introverted girl who had a stutter and started up a romance with Artie. She was one of the original Glee Club members. And as the seasons go on, you'll see how much she has been disrespected, even though she was one of the original Glee Club members. Tina's unhinged moments include her faking a stutter, then comparing her faking a stutter to Artie being in a wheelchair. Like, Miss Mammy does not even compare, like...
I was really shy, and it made people think I was weird, so they left me alone. And it wasn't until I joined Glee Club that I realized how much I was missing. You understand what that's like, don't you?
When she pretended to be a vampire to scare Principal Figgins so she could keep wearing her goth clothing because he's scared of vampires. That scene was literally unhinged.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Knowing that Finn wasn't the father and not telling him. The performance of You Can't Touch This in the school library, thinking that that would get her on the list. And taking Sudafed. So with all that, Tina left the season with 6 points. Hey! We have Miss Mercedes Jones. She was introduced to us as a powerhouse diva who had a soulful, powerful singing voice. She was stylish, a designer, and knew how talented she was. She also had body issues, which was explored in season 1. And she also had a crush on Kurt. When it comes to Mercedes' unhinged moments of season 1, the biggest one was her throwing a brick through Kurt's car. So basically, she had a crush on Kurt, who was, no shade, obviously gay. And when she admitted it to him, he lied and said that he had a crush on Rachel, when in reality he had a crush on Finn. And she threw a brick through his car. Which honestly led us to one of Mercedes' best performances, which was Bust Your Windows. So, I mean, I guess it's a win-win. Sorry, Kurt. Then we had Mercedes dating Puck when she knew that he was using her just for him to become popular again. And then fighting over Puck with Santana, which obviously, as I previously said, led to The Boy Is Mine, which is one of the best duets in the whole of Glee. Moving on to her finding out that Puck was the real father of Quinn's baby, and also keeping that a secret and telling Puck that Quinn chose the father of her baby, so Puck just has to deal with it. When Finn was up here trying to get jobs, being exhausted and everything, stressing about a baby that wasn't his, like...
I'm looking for a job. I mean, no one's hiring.
Somewhere in that pea brain of yours is a man. Access him and tell him to prove to me that I chose the right guy to have a baby with. Are you an idiot? How am I supposed to trust you to take care of our baby when you can't even figure out how to sell a damn cupcake?
Stop attacking me. I'm sick of it.
Get a job.
Because Quinn chose Finn. You need to accept that and move on.
On to a more serious moment in Mercedes Jones's unhinged moments of season 1, which was when she started starving herself because she wanted to stay on the Cheerios. But it did lead to a funny quote where she started envisioning the Glee Club members as food. Like, she even envisioned Rachel as a cupcake. And she delivered the funny line about how Tina and Artie were trying to get her to eat them.
And I'm really hungry, so stop trying to get me to eat you!
Hold up, did she just say she wanted to eat us?
Mercedes Jones leaves season 1 with 5 points. Artie was introduced as a geeky kid who was in a wheelchair but had a soulful voice. He also had a romance with Tina this season, and there was an episode dedicated to him and how he felt being in a wheelchair and dreaming of walking again. I also want to point out that I believe that Artie had the best male voice in the whole of Glee Club. Fight me. Artie's unhinged moments included him calling Tina woman and telling her to change her appearance so that they could date. Mr. Man, beggars cannot be choosers. Also telling Tina that he had full control of his penis.
I still have the use of my penis.
And like the other Glee Club members, knowing that Finn was the father of Quinn's baby and not telling him. And the You Can't Touch This performance in the library, thinking that that would get him on the list. And also taking Sudafed to win against the girls in the mashup. Even though I will say, like, I feel like the boys deserved to win. I feel like the boys ate. The girls did amazingly. They ate that too. But like the boys, I really liked the mashup with It's My Life and Confessions. It was really good. And overall, Artie leaves the season with 6 points. We also have an honorable mention for Mr. Jesse St. James, since he was in the Glee Club, the New Directions, for like 5 episodes. Jesse St. James was introduced in episode 14 as a secondary love interest for Rachel. Little did Rachel know he was actually there to spy on her for her birth mother. Shelby couldn't get in contact with Rachel until Rachel was basically 18, and Rachel had to reach out to her first. So she sent Jesse St. James to basically seduce Rachel. And the New Directions were always suspicious of Jesse, rightfully so. But Rachel didn't see any of that. I feel like Jesse and Rachel really suited together. Honestly, as much as I love Finn, I feel like Rachel and Jesse suited more. Like, I feel like they were both so unhinged. Maybe it's like a sentiment to like how like obviously the actors are really close, like besties. Like Jonathan and Jonathan Groff and Leah Michelle are best friends. So I guess it showed on screen like they were really like in sync, you know. Let's get to his unhinged moments. I would say that Jesse's like the biggest unhinged moment was basically him basically seducing Rachel so like he could help with Shelby, and that the plan for her to find out that Shelby was her birth mother so she could reach out. It's obvious that Jesse did care about Rachel, but I mean they got together with like false pretenses because he was on a mission.
The thing is, I was into it because I thought it would be a good acting exercise, but now I think I kind of like her. I don't want her to get hurt.
We also have him breaking up with Rachel because of Run Joey 1. Because honestly, you guys might not think it's unhinged, but I'm like, girl, I mean, it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. And then we have him egging Rachel when she's a vegetarian. So Jesse St. James leaves the season with 3 points. He was introduced to us as a problematic, aggressive bully who impregnated his best friend's girlfriend. Finn, his best friend, Quinn, Finn's girlfriend. For Puck's unhinged moments, obviously the biggest one is impregnating his best friend's girlfriend and taking her virginity. Then we have the episode Wheels, where Mrs. Shu makes the entire Glee Club sit in a wheelchair for a week so they know how it feels to be Artie. On top of that, they also have a bake sale going on. And Puck pretends to be paralyzed to get weed.
Doctor said the shark fractured my spinal cord.
And puts that weed in the cupcakes so the cupcakes will sell. Like, isn't that drugging people? We also have the time where Quinn asks Puck to babysit with him, and what was he doing during their babysitting? Sexting Santana. Next up, we have Puck calling Quinn fat when she's pregnant. And then he says, "Oh, is that my fault?" "Yes, Mr. Man, it is." Then we have him using Mercedes to be popular again, which leads us to the quote of him saying, "Black girl from Glee's name who I don't remember."
Get ready, black girl from Glee Club whose name I can't remember right now.
And and him saying, "Girl, you got more curves than a Nissan ad."
Girl, you got more curves than a Nissan ad.
And finally, him thinking that Finn would instantly forgive him after Finn just found out that he basically impregnated his girlfriend. And Mr. Noah Puckerman ends the season with 9 points. Quinn Bray was introduced as the stereotypical blonde, mean head cheerleader until we found out that she was pregnant in episode 4. Not by her boyfriend Finn, but by his best friend Puck. She was also categorized as the head of the celibacy club, and her faith was very important to her.
How religious can you be if you're pregnant?
As the season goes on, we see Quinn navigating through her pregnancy, first hiding it from her parents and the school, then being outed by Sue herself and being kicked off the Cheerios, and her parents kicking her out of the house, and then she has to live with Finn. And then after Finn finds out the baby isn't his, she's living with Puck, and then Mercedes takes it in. So basically Quinn, as much as she hated the Glee Club at first when Finn first joined, she really found like a family in them. Quinn's unhinged moments obviously include her lying to Finn about being the father, and also on top of that, the hot tub lie that Finn believed. Like basically she told him that because he ejaculated in the tub, that the temperature means that, I don't know, it went inside her vagina and now she's pregnant. Like, okay, Finn's like what, 15, 16, so I don't know. I mean, at 15 and 16, I'm pretty sure I know that I knew that doesn't make sense. Next was her Man's World performance with the unwed teenage mothers. Like, girl, with their bellies were going up and down. Girl, it was very uncomfortable. On that note, we also have another performance of pregnant Quinn, which was Give Up the Funk. Quinn was like 8 months pregnant, and girl, she was dipping and diving that whole performance. Like, she was giving it her all, and her baby Beth was in her stomach literally shaking because Quinn was giving it her all. Like, Quinn ate, I'm not gonna lie. Another unhinged moment for Quinn in season 1 was making the glist, because obviously now she was just like the other Glee Club members, a loser. So she wanted to feel like she was a winner, basically. So she put herself as number 1 on the glist.
I never meant to hurt anybody.
And finally, her and Finn wearing sunglasses because they thought that would make them popular again after everybody found out that Quinn was pregnant. Like, okay. And we round out Quinn's time on season 1 with 7 points. Hey! Kurt was introduced to us as a shy, sassy, quiet, closeted kid in a homophobic school. He came up to his dad in episode 4, and his dad surprised, honestly, all of the viewers when his dad was okay with it and knew the whole time. Kurt also had a crush on Finn. When it comes to Kurt's unhinged moments, I would say the biggest one was his obsession with Finn. Like, basically, he brought Finn's mother and his dad together so they could date, but also so he could date Finn. Like, that would get them closer together. Like, what in the sweet home Alabama, Kurt? Really? Following his obsession with Finn, he also told Rachel that Finn liked girls who had a lot of makeup on and tight clothing, when Finn actually told Kurt that he actually liked girls who were more like dressed down and like not a lot of makeup. So then Rachel came up looking like a sad clown hooker.
Look like a sad clown hooker.
Next up, we have Kurt having to play Single Ladies by Beyonce to be the best place kicker, which honestly was iconic, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have the episode where April Rhodes, Will Shue's old high school crush, comes to the school and basically joins the Glee Club for a week, replacing Rachel. And she gets Kurt drunk. And Kurt, thinking that Emma is Bambi, then throws up on her shoes. Another unhinged moment of Kurt was when he basically threw a slushie on himself to prove a point to Finn that Finn's football guys wouldn't have done that for him. I'm just like, Kurt, you crazy, because I'm not doing that. Because the slushies look like they hurt, like they literally sting their eyes. Like, Kurt, you crazy. There was also the time where Kurt reinforced the notion to Mercedes that she should lose weight to stay in the Cheerios. Like, Kurt, that was not bestie behavior. Then we have the You Can't Touch This performance in the library when Kurt, Brittany, Tina, Mercedes, Artie thought that would get them on the list. How can we forget Butch Kurt? Basically, when Kurt's father was hanging out with Finn more and going to football games and doing all this like manly stuff with Finn, Kurt got jealous. And so he decided to dress up as Butch Kurt and also dated Brittany. We also have the unhinged line where Mr. Shu is asking each member how they said hello on the phone, and Kurt said,
"Oh, she's dead. This is her son."
Yeah. As for the other Glee Club members, him knowing that Finn wasn't the father and not telling him, and also taking Sudafed to win in the mash-off against the girls. And with all that, Kurt left season 1 with 13 points. Finn Hudson was introduced as the popular quarterback who was self-conscious of his image and popularity. He was dating head cheerleader and the head of the celibacy club, Miss Quinn Fabray. While he's dating Quinn, he battles his feelings towards Rachel, which gets real complicated when he finds out that Quinn is pregnant. When it comes to Finn's unhinged moments in season 1, I would say the biggest was calling Kurt's decorations the F slur. Like, with the situation, I understand that he felt uncomfortable with what Kurt was doing, because if Kurt was a girl and basically she brought their parents together so her and Finn could be closer together and romantically close together, that would be weird. Like, that would literally be so weird. So like, I just feel like we can't excuse Kurt for it because he was like battling his sexuality and just trying to understand his sexuality and stuff like that, and knowing that he was gay and had a crush on Finn. We can't excuse what Kurt did, because what he was doing was weird and uncomfortable. It was.
You think I don't see the way you stare at me? How flirty you get? You think I don't know why you got so excited that we were gonna be moving in together? It's just a room!
But that does not excuse Finn using the F slur. It really doesn't. Like, I'm not excusing him. Finn's my baby boy, but let me tell you something. I'm not excusing anybody using derogatory terms, okay? And then we go on to Finn believing that him ejaculating in a hot tub made Quinn pregnant. We also have Finn cheating on Quinn in the second episode of the whole season with Rachel. Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about that. Like, yes, we know that Quinn cheated on Finn with Puck and basically got impregnated by him. But we also don't talk about how he did cheat on Quinn with Rachel. Next up is Finn and Santana sleeping together. Basically, Santana taking Finn's virginity. And then he lied to Rachel about him and Santana sleeping together, which opens the floodgates of the secret of Finn and Santana sleeping together, which will be resolved in season 2. Like the other Glee boys and Glee girls, taking Sudafed to win against the girls in the mash-off. How could we forget when Finn Hudson sang to a sonogram? I'll stand by you. No, seriously. And then his mother walked in and she was like, were you singing to a sonogram? This is what I'm talking about. Glee is literally unhinged. When Finn was invited to have dinner with Quinn and her parents, and he sang to Quinn, "You're having my baby," when her parents did not know that she was pregnant. And finally, we have a quote from Mr. Finn Hudson. When Finn's mother Carol and Kurt's dad Bert were dating, and Finn, understandably, like, I feel like when a kid goes through like one of their parents like either dying or leaving, and then they see their other parent like start dating somebody else, they feel threatened, and they feel like the other parent is like basically the other parent is being replaced. And basically he said I'm gonna flush Dad's ashes down the toilet. Yeah. So Finn Hudson leaves season 1 with 8 points. We now have Miss Rachel Barry. Miss Rachel Barry was introduced to us as a star-driven, ambitious girl who wanted to be on top, was disciplined, bratty, and a fast talker. I guess honestly you could really say that Rachel was the main character of Glee. As much as it was an ensemble cast, Rachel was the main character, and she wanted to be on Broadway. When it comes to Rachel's unhinged moments this season, how can we talk about her unhinged moments and not talk about Run Joey Run? Like, I don't understand why, honestly, I don't really understand why Jesse and Finn were so like offended and so mad, because I'm like, I mean, like, it was iconic. Like, I get it, she was using all 3 of the guys to basically look like they were chasing after her so she could get on the list. I was like, it's not that deep. I mean, Jesse even broke up with her because of it. I was like, I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't think it was that deep. To track with her star-driven personality and wanting to always be on top, Rachel left the Glee Club for an episode or 2 because Mr. Shu gave Tina a solo. Yeah, Miss Ma'am Rachel always wanted the solos. We know this. When she was threatened by somebody else getting a solo, she pitched a fit like she always does. Like, there's no denying that Rachel is one of the most talented members of the Glee Club, but so is Mercedes, so is Kurt, so is Tina, so is Santana. Like, it goes on. Like, I just feel like she always wanted to be on top, and when there was a threat to her not being on top, she would pitch a fit or send someone to a crack house. Then we have obviously her taking Sudafed. We also have Miss Rachel Barry dressing up like a sad clown hooker and singing a song from Grease to seduce Finn in her bedroom. And then we have the episode where Rachel has a crush on Mr. Shu, which I personally think is her most unhinged moment. Like, she basically went to his house, was cleaning in his house, cooking in his house, And Mr. Shu's wife, Terry, obviously the psycho that she is, no shade, she let Rachel basically clean up and cook and everything like that. And then when Mr. Shu took Rachel home and she started singing the song Crush, like Miss Mary really thought Mr. Shu was really going to be with you. We also have, in contrast to Finn saying that he didn't sleep with Santana and he did sleep with her, we have Rachel saying that she slept with Jesse when she didn't. We also see in episode 1 that she joined the Black Society. Speaking of black, we also have a moment in season 1 where Kurt and Mercedes are complaining about how they only do show tunes all the time. And what does Rachel say?
It's Glee Club, not Crunk Club. Don't make me take you to the carpet.
I'm like, they should just had Mercedes slap her once. And Rachel Barry leaves the season with 9 points. After all the unhinged moments that I have displayed of all of the Glee Club members in season 1, the club members with the most unhinged moments in season 1 are Kurt Hummel and Santana Lopez with 13 points each. Season 2 of Glee showcases a shift in the show as there are more emotional moments and more development for characters who are more in the background in the last season. However, the unhinged moments keep on coming. Lauren Zaitis was introduced to us in season 2 when she saved Puckerman from a porta potty. She was characterized as a tough girl who was confident and knew what she wanted. After saving Puck from the porta potty, she then joined the Glee Club. And she's the only person who could go toe to toe with Santana. She had beef with Santana and she also had beef with Quinn. She had a beef with Santana over Puck and she also had beef with Quinn over Prom Queen. One of her unhinged moments was during her first performance in front of the Glee Club. When she was nervous, she envisioned the Glee Club in their underwear. And why in the world does she envision Sue wearing a dominatrix outfit to bed? In that same performance of Boys Like Me, she pushed Tina and Brittany and it looked like it hurt. Moving on to the episode Born This Way, when Lauren was beefing with Quinn over Prom Queen. Lauren did a bit of digging and found out that Quinn had plastic surgery and she was once overweight. And when Lauren found this out, she plastered Quinn's old face and old weight all over the school. I get Quinn basically telling Lauren that she wouldn't become prom queen was mean. But obviously Quinn was speaking from insecurity because she used to be overweight. She didn't like how she looked. And like Lauren plastering it around the whole school, yeah, unhinged. Which it actually backfired on Lauren because all the girls who were bigger saw Quinn as an inspiration. And she later apologized to Quinn in the same episode. Moving on to Lauren's other feud with Santana. In Silly Love Songs, Puck sings a song to Lauren Zaitis, which makes Santana extremely jealous. In the hallway, Santana starts propositioning Puck to take her out to eat, while also insulting Lauren. Lauren overhears this and a hilarious back and forth goes on between Lauren and Santana. Lauren saying, "Don't make me pull that weave out your head.
Don't make me rip that weave out your head."
And Santana saying, "Move out of the way before I ends you.
Now get out of my way, please, afore I ends you."
Were like the highlights. Which then proceeds to Lauren beating the crap out of Santana. Lauren was the only person that could go toe to toe with Santana. She literally threw her against the lockers. Santana tried with biting Lauren, which led to nothing because Lauren kept throwing her against the lockers. Like literally Santana got the crap beaten out of her in that scene. I love my baby girl Santana, but it was deserved because sometimes honestly Santana needs to be humbled. That's how we do it in Lima Heights. Get beat up. We also have Lauren and Puck trying to make a sex tape, which Holly Holiday does tell them that will constitute as CP. And finally we have Lauren calling Santana a bitch in front of the whole club, which incited literally everybody going and piling on top of Santana about her bitchiness. It's literally just the way that she said it and everyone in the club was just like, ooh.
Actually, you're just a bitch.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love those type of moments in the Glee Club where they're all like reacting to something shady and like some tea, like some like, you know, I love that. And Lauren closes out this season with 6 points. This season, Mike was given more to do. He got more personality, he wasn't in the background anymore, and he was dating Tina. Mike didn't have a lot of unhinged moments this season, but he did have a few. One of them being after Tina expressed that she wasn't wearing blue eye contacts anymore to show Rachel that she's trying to embrace her Asian features. Mike was so impressed by Tina, he literally started making out with her in front of everybody.
Okay,
Yes.
And then we have Mike telling Tina that they need to go to Asian couples counseling, which was the running joke in Glee. Was like when it came to Mike and Tina, there was always something about them being Asian. Mike ends the season with 2 points. This season, I don't think Tina has a lot to do. Like, she breaks up with Artie and she starts dating Mike, but she doesn't get a substantial storyline. And like I said with Mike, there's a lot of Asian jokes about Tina in this season too. I would say one of Tina's biggest unhinged moments this season involves Coach Beast. After Sam realizes that fantasizing over Coach Beast while making out with Quinn helps him cool down, Mike also tells Tina this. And when Tina and Mike make out, she also fantasizes about Coach Beast to cool down and literally says Beast, which is crazy. Honestly, it's honestly crazy that they were literally fantasizing about Coach Beast in all these like sexy ways so they could cool down. We also have one of Tina's first crying spells when she cries singing My Funny Valentine to Mike. We then have Like for Mike when her and Mike were making out in front of the Glee Club. And finally, we have her joining the football team and getting rammed. I mean, kudos to Tina because she literally had all that confidence and she was like, yeah, I'm going to get the ball and I'm going to win this, even though she got dashed. She still gets points for her confidence and bravery. Tina leaves season 2 with 4 points. Mercedes Jones is still the powerhouse diva that we know and love. She's feeling extra neglected this season, which is highlighted in the episode Night of Neglect. She also has a looming romance with Sam on the horizon. One of Mercedes' unhinged moments this season consists of her imagining Blaine and Kurt saying gay, 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 gay. Basically, Mercedes and Kurt were besties, and obviously Kurt and Blaine started hanging out more and developing a relationship, which left Mercedes feeling neglected by Kurt. And basically her imagining them just saying gay, 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 and then imagining a little purse falling out of Kurt's mouth.
Gay, 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 gay.
Oh my gosh, I opened my mouth and a little purse falls out.
After feeling neglected by Kurt because of his new looming relationship with Blaine, Mercedes fixates on Tots. Basically, Tots Gate begins. After Tots are banned in the cafeteria by Sue. I've never actually even had tater tots before, but Mercedes was riding for them, so they must be good. We then have in the Night of Neglect, when Mercedes is feeling extra neglected by the Glee Club because she's one of the most powerful voices there, but she's always been upstaged by Rachel. So while the Glee Club was staging a Night of Neglect performance for the school, Lauren Zayces became Mercedes' manager. And Mercedes started to feel like a real diva and make insane demands, like wanting to be carried.
In exchange, she's demanding that during the day of the benefit, her feet never touch the ground. Celine's wedding?
Carried in.
Cher's come back to her.
Carried in.
Y'all got the Grammys.
Carry the hell. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't blame Mercedes. She was neglected and she's one of the most powerful voices there. But girl, she went on a whole diva run that episode, backed up by Lauren Zayces. We then have the episode Sexy, when Holly Holiday makes an appearance to help the Glee Club know more about sex education. And Mercedes thinks that cucumbers can give you AIDS.
Is a condom which can help prevent the spread of HIV, which can lead to AIDS, and it also prevents pregnancy.
Wait, cucumbers can give you AIDS?
Seriously? Because I just had them on my salad.
Also, with another vegetable, when Sue shows Mercedes a broccoli and she thinks that it's a toilet brush.
You know what this is?
Toilet brush.
It's broccoli. When I showed this to...
So my girl Mercedes leaves season 2 with 5 points. This season, Artie's storylines had to do with relationships more than anything else. Tina breaks up with him, and then he starts dating Brittany, who then cheats on him with Santana. Artie's unhinged moments this season consist of him saying bouncy, bouncy, bouncy to Rachel when she started dressing up like Britney Spears.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Hey.
All they know is that
I found that little scene so funny because the way that Finn was like, hey, 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 and then Artie's like shamed face. We also have the moment where Artie tries to get Brittany back by singing Isn't She Lovely to her when she literally cheated on him with Santana. I remember seeing a lot of discourse about how Artie called Brittany stupid when he found out that Brittany cheated on him because she said that it didn't count because it was 2 girls, which she got from Santana. That doesn't make her stupid. And everyone tried to make it seem like Artie was in the wrong for calling her stupid. No, I don't think he was in the wrong. Like, she was stupid. Artie leaves season 2 with 2 points. In the first couple of episodes in season 2, Puck is in juvie. He then comes back and he's more of a, like, he's not his bad boy type anymore. Like, he was more like subdued and and obviously he wasn't trying to get back into juvie, that's why. And he also falls in love, well, he falls for Lauren Zayces. For Puck's unhinged moments, we obviously have to add the fact that he went to juvie. Then after coming back from juvie and using Artie basically as his project to show that he's doing community service, he and Artie take Brittany and Santana to Breadsticks. And Puck, Santana and Brittany try to dine and dash, but Artie goes back and pays for the meals. And Puck gets mad at him for it. Like, Mr. Man, I thought you weren't trying to go back to juvie. We also have him trying to create a sex tape with Lauren Zayces when they're both underage. We also have a more hilarious unhinged moment when Puck butters the choir room floor after Mr. Shu is out sick and he doesn't want a substitute so they can just, I don't know, mess around. When what was it, sectionals or was it regionals that was literally gonna come up. Rachel and Kurt both slipping was hilarious. Like, I love Rachel's one. We also find out that Puck had a vasectomy at 16/17 years old after the whole like incident with, you know, impregnating Quinn and having a baby. And then we have Puck having an affair with one of Finn's girlfriends again when he and Rachel make out so she can get back at Finn for sleeping with Santana when they weren't even together when he slept with Santana. Finn, why do you keep being friends with this guy? Honestly, I'm so annoyed that Puck and Finn became best friends again because he did it twice to Quinn and Rachel and they're becoming best friends again. We also have a quote from Puck when they were discussing their competition, and one of their competition was basically elderly people, and he said,
"Brittle bones. Give one of those old ladies a good luck pat on the rear, it'll shatter her pelvis."
Yeah. So Puck leaves season 2 with 7 points. Sam Evans was also a newcomer of the Glee Club this season. He was basically introduced as competition for Finn in a way. He had a romance with Quinn, he had a romance with Santana, and he had a looming relationship with Mercedes on the horizon, which we will see more of in season 3. His biggest plot points were Quinn cheating on him and his financial struggles with his family. When it comes to Sam's unhinged moments, one of them has a lot to do with his character in general, which was him bursting out in impressions. I will say the impressions were good, I mean, in my opinion, but like he would like say them in the most unhinged moments in season 2.
Jack Ryan, you've just boarded the Red October.
Morning I woke up and decided to swallow the sun. It's my James Earl.
Hey.
We also have Sam giving Quinn a promise ring when he barely knew her. Young love. We also have Sam fantasizing over Coach Beast to cool off, and then he says her name.
I said, say my name.
Beast.
Which makes Quinn think that Sam's messing around with Coach Beast.
This is a lover's quarrel and it's your fault.
Watch your tone with me, Missy. You crap on my leg, I'll cut it off.
Finally, we have Sam choosing to believe Quinn saved Finn's life from a jawbreaker, and that's why she got mono. Like Santana said, he chose to believe it so he could keep on dating Quinn. Sam leaves season 2 with 4 points. This season, Brittany was more than just a background character. She got more storylines, like her dating Artie and cheating with Artie with Santana, and helping Santana come to terms with her sexuality. When it comes to Brittany's unhinged moments, one of those moments are her thinking that she was pregnant by Artie because a stork built a nest in her backyard.
I just need to look outside my window. 3 days ago, a stork built its nest on top of my garage. I'm not stupid, it's obviously getting ready to bring me my baby. I know her baby.
Rachel's face in that scene, I can't. Like, Santana was so quick to turn around and tell Tina, Brittany's pregnant.
Yeah, sure. Your secret's safe with... Oh my god, Brittany's pregnant. Oh my god.
I literally love that scene. I love when the New Directions are like just one big gossipy family. We then have Brittany cheating on Artie with Santana and thinking it doesn't count because it's 2 girls.
Of course not. I mean, I can't. She's a girl. Fooling around with her isn't cheating, it's just friends talking with their tongues super close.
And like I previously said in Artie's unhinged moments, I still think Artie wasn't wrong for calling her stupid. We also had the time where Artie gave Brittany a hairbrush that he found on the floor, might I add, and she lost it, but she didn't want to tell Artie, so she basically kept it a secret. And Tina thought that Brittany and Mike, since they're like, you know, the best dancers in the Glee Club and they basically rehearse together all the time, she thought that Mike was cheating on her with Brittany.
He's having an affair with Brittany. What? You crazy?
And Tina told Artie that she thinks that Brittany and Mike are doing things when they weren't. And basically in the green room of sectionals, Artie confronted Brittany about it, and she thought he was talking about the hairbrush. So she was like, Auntie, oh my days, I can't believe you found out.
She didn't with Mike. You admitted it to me in the green room.
When?
When I was accusing you of adultery.
What does that have to do with me cheating?
Adultery means cheating.
I thought it meant being stupid. Like being adult.
Adults like stupid. Which she is. And then they basically patched things up when Artie found out that basically she wasn't cheating. She just lost the hairbrush.
That wasn't a magic comb. I just found it on the floor and ran into you on the way to tossing it in the trash.
And you let me comb my hair with it?
We then have Brittany making the Lebanese shirt for Santana in Born This Way when it's supposed to say lesbian. And then we have the episode Blame It on the Alcohol, when basically for the whole episode, the Glee Club members become alcoholics and they drink a concoction of, girl, I don't even know. They then perform Kesha's TikTok and Brittany vomits on Rachel. Why is the vomit grey? I remember years ago seeing the behind the scenes for that episode and how they made the vomit look like literally coming out of them, and it's just like, well done, props department. We then have the episode Duets, where Artie and Brittany are supposed to do a duet together, but we find out from Santana that Brittany is only using Artie so she can win, and she took his virginity as well. And Artie was heartbroken, and basically he decided not to do a duet with Brittany, and she went to Breadsticks on her own. Side note, the winners of the duet competition got a free dinner at Breadsticks. And so because Artie and Brittany didn't compete, Brittany went to Breadsticks on her own and basically Lady and the Tramped herself. This season we also see her weird relationship with Lord Tubington, so that adds a point. Basically, Lord Tubington is basically her cat who has, I don't know, human abilities, and he's just so smart. Oh, side note, we also see this season the birth of Fondue for Two, Brittany's like internet, you know, talk show. We also have Brittany profiting off Rachel's look in the episode Comeback, where Rachel wants to make a comeback from I don't know where. She enlists Brittany as one of the popular girls at school to start dressing like her, so that everybody starts dressing like Rachel, and everyone's like, oh my days, like Rachel is a trend star. But then everybody ends up thinking that it's Brittany who's a trend star. And there's a scene where everyone's like, oh my days, Rachel, why in the world are you trying to take this away from Brittany? I'm like, I actually felt bad for Rachel in that moment. Yeah, so basically Brittany profited off Rachel's look, and Rachel got nothing. We then have the episode Britney, where Brittany and Santana go under anesthetic to have a Britney Spears fantasy, even though that's dangerous. Welcome to the world of Glee. And then in that same episode, we find out that Britney's name is Britney S. Pierce, Britney Spears. And she apparently has lived in Britney Spears' shadow her whole life.
Because my name is also Britney Spears.
Oh.
My middle name is Susan, my last name is Pierce. That makes me Britney S. Pierce, Britney Spears.
So Brittany leaves the season with 10 points. This season, Santana went from a background character to a major player of the New Directions. Her insults became more frequent, more harsh, and more hilarious. And her sexuality was explored. For Santana's unhinged moments, the first one would be her bullying Finn about his weight in the Rocky Horror Glee picture show. Like, the writers really tried to convince us that Finn was fat. Like, do you not see that? That looks like a six-pack about, like, you know, right there, like fat wear. We also had Santana getting a boob job at 16/17 years old, which demoted her from head Cheerio to the bottom of the pyramid.
And completely distracting. I can't take my eyes off them. I'm actually talking to them right now.
I wanted people to notice me more.
This also led to her slapping Quinn. Yeah, it's unhinged, but also Quinn did tell Sue about Santana's boob job. So I'm a mind my own business. This also led to an infamous quote from Santana. Oh, please, she has a family. She's a mother.
Please, she has a family. She's a mother.
Well done, Naya. Well done. Santana's next unhinged moment includes Kurt and Korosky. Kurt left the New Directions and McKinley High because of the constant bullying of Korosky, which led to Korosky kissing Kurt, which made us find out that Korosky was closeted. Santana wanted to win prom queen, and she found out that Korosky was gay. So she put two and two together and thought if she brought Kurt back to McKinley High and the New Directions that everybody would vote for her. She threatened Krusky that she would out him if he didn't help her win prom queen and get Kurt back into the school.
You and I are going to be each other's beards. And then we're going to win prom king and queen and rule the school.
What if I say no?
Then I'm going to tell everyone about you and your life will be over.
Which led to her dating Krusky as they were each other's beards. And that couple, it just didn't suit, no. With the Glee Club being sick of Santana's constant insults, they all jumped on her and started insulting her back.
I am destined to play the title role in the Broadway musical version of Willow, but the only job you're gonna have is working on a pole.
Which led to her crying in the hallway.
No, because I just try to be really, really honest with people when I think that they suck. You know?
Yeah.
To get back at some of the members in the Glee Club, she found out that Finn and Quinn were having an affair behind Sam's back.
Hey, that's weird. Quinn's wearing her queen bitch smirk and Finn only wears that gassy infant look when he feels guilty about something. Holy sweet hell. They're fooling around. I know what cheating looks like. I do it all the time.
And what was Santana's revenge? To give Finn and Quinn mono, which I just found out recently can kill you. So Santana got dressed in her cute little nurse outfit and tongued a boy with mono and then kissed Finn. And then Finn gave mono to Quinn because they were making out all over the auditorium. After Monogate, Sam still refused to believe that Quinn and Finn were having an affair. And Santana propositioned herself to Sam as a mistress.
I want's on them froggy lips, and I want's on them now.
And that led to Santana and Sam having their short relationship. We also had this season Santana fighting over Puck yet again, this time with Lauren's Ices, which ended with Santana getting beat up. I swear, after Lauren beat up Santana, Santana didn't try Lauren ever again. We never saw even a hint of an insult towards Lauren from Santana. We then had the episode Britney, where Santana went under anesthetic so she and Britney could have a Britney Spears music video fantasy, which I will say Naya and Heather killed. We also had Santana manipulating Britney into thinking that it was okay to cheat on Artie because it was two girls.
Which isn't cheating because the plumbing's different.
I feel like Britannia was built up from manipulation. Like, imagine if Santana was a guy. Everyone would be calling Santana abusive, coercive, manipulative, but because Santana's a girl and she was racking her brain around her sexuality, everyone was fine with it. Like, I love my girl Santana, but I really think that Britannia was literally built up from manipulation, you know? I mean, I'll be the first to say it. In the same instance of Santana fighting over Puck with Lauren, she bought herself a necklace and expected Puck to reimburse her. We also have Santana flirting with Carl, who was Emma Pillsbury's boyfriend.
Can I just say that you are the hottest dentist I've ever seen? So you can totally drill me whenever.
Santana!
Yeah, when Santana successfully got cut back into McKinley High and the New Directions, she created the bully whips with Krusky, which was to, I guess, counter bullying in McKinley High, which is real funny because Santana is literally the biggest bully of the Glee Club. And one of her first instances of being in the bully whips was saying this.
Team Gay, we may now proceed to the next checkpoint without fear of violence.
Another one of Santana's unhinged moments was her rant in Born This Way, where she was picking out everybody's insecurities, particularly Tina wanting an ID slanting.
I'm sure that Sam's been at the doctor's office and rifled through pamphlets on mouth reduction. I'll bet Artie's thought about getting his legs removed since he's not really using them anyways. And I'm definitely sure that Tina's looked into getting an ID slanting. It's extraordinarily racist. I'm keeping it real.
Moving on, we have Santana telling Rachel in front of the whole Glee Club that her and Finn slept together. And then she rubbed it in Rachel's face and told her that Finn bought her dinner.
Did I tell you he bought me dinner after?
We then have another infamous quote from Santana where she was plotting to get Kurt back into McKinley High so she could win prom queen and win back Britney. And she said,
I've got a gay. Go, I've got to go.
Then there's the iconic Trouty Mouth. Trouty Mouth. Trouty Mouth is basically the song that Santana wrote for Sam in the episode Original Songs when the Glee Club was writing original songs for, regionals? And she wrote Trouty Mouth because Sam has big lips. We also have the moment where Britney thought that she was pregnant by Artie and she told Santana not to tell anybody, and instantly when Santana turned around she told Tina.
Sure, your secret's safe with... Oh my god, Britney's pregnant. Oh my god, Britney's pregnant.
It's only a matter of time.
In the same instance of Santana talking about Sam's big lips, she says this quote.
The chance to show that pastry bag Finn that he can't mess with Sam Evans.
And not just because you can unlock your humongous jaw and swallow him whole like a python.
Santana leaves season 2 with a whopping 24 points. That's my baby girl. This season, we see Quinn in postpartum after she gave birth to her baby Beth in the last episode of season 1 and giving her baby up for adoption to Rachel's birth mother. Quinn is back to being head cheerleader after telling Sue that Santana had a boob job, and her pursuit to staying popular has come back, which leads to her being obsessed with becoming prom queen. In the beginning of the season, she starts dating Sam, who she then cheats with Finn, and then in the second half of season 2, she is dating Finn. For Quinn's unhinged moments, one of them is her accepting Sam's promise ring when she barely knew him. Another one of Quinn's unhinged moments this season was her insane jawbreaker story to cover up the fact that she got mono from cheating with Finn. And in the cornerstone of Quinn's personality this season was her obsession with winning prom queen.
Prom queens live, on average, 5 years longer than regular people. It's probably because they smile a lot, and smiling has been proven to ward off diseases.
She ultimately lost prom queen to a sick joke towards Kurt, where Kurt won prom queen because he was the only openly gay kid in the school. And that led her to slapping Rachel because she believed that nobody voted for Quinn because she knew, and everybody else knew, that Finn still wanted to be Rachel. We also obviously have her cheating on Sam with Finn, and her weird big plans in New York, which was never explained. I don't think, what was her big plans? I assumed that her big plans were basically ruining the New Direction's chance at winning nationals.
It's really cool you didn't quit Glee Club.
If I quit Glee Club, my big plans for New York would have been ruined.
What plans?
You'll see.
And then she got a haircut. Okay. Quinn Fabray leaves season 2 with a mere 6 points. This season, Kurt experiences intense bullying by Dave Krosky, which leads him to leave McKinley High and the New Directions. He transfers to Dalton Academy School for Boys, where he meets his first ever boyfriend, Blaine. In the second half of season 2, thanks to Santana and the bully whips, Kurt returns back to McKinley High and rejoins the New Directions. This season, Kurt doesn't really have a lot of unhinged moments, but he does have some. We have his biphobia towards Blaine when Blaine was navigating his feelings for Rachel during the episode Blame It on the Alcohol.
I'd say bye, but I wouldn't want to make you angry.
We then have Mercedes feeling neglected by Kurt because of his newfound relationship with Blaine, which led to Kurt setting Mercedes up with one of the only black guys in the school.
Why him? He's one of the 5 black guys at this school.
Finally, we have Kurt's sexy dancing in the animal performance that he did with the Warblers. Like, that's how he was doing it. Kurt leaves the season with 3 points. This season, we see Finn dating Rachel in the first half of season 2. But when she finds out that him and Santana had slept together in the previous season while she was dating Jesse and he was single, Rachel decides to get back at Finn by making out with Puck, which leads to her and Finn breaking up and Finn dating Quinn in the second half of season 2. For Finn's unhinged moments this season, one of the biggest is him taking Quinn back after she cheated on him and got impregnated by his best friend. Oh yeah, and also lying to him about him being the father of her baby. We also have him having an affair with Quinn behind Sam's back when he knew exactly how it felt like to be in Sam's position with Quinn as well.
And you knew how sensitive I'd be about this after what happened with Quinn.
After the success of Sam and Quinn's duet, basically winning the duet competition because everybody else voted for themselves except for Finn and Rachel, who voted for Sam and Quinn, Mr. Shu suggests that Sam and Quinn headline nationals as the main duet, which leads Rachel to be outraged, and Finn saying,
Look, I'm all for pumping up the team, making everyone feel special, but that's for practice. You don't take the star quarterback out before the big game.
Yep, easy to say when you're the star quarterback.
Yeah, we also have Finn setting up a kissing booth in the episode Silly Love Songs to raise money for the Glee Club, which Mercedes called him out for, with him just wanting to kiss a bunch of girls. Another unhinged moment for Finn was when he thought that cucumbers can give you AIDS.
Is a condom which can help prevent the spread of HIV, which can lead to AIDS, and it also prevents pregnancy.
Wait, cucumbers can give you AIDS?
We also have his dancing being so deadly that he broke Rachel's nose. Then in the episode Rocky Horror Glee Picture Show, we have Finn walking down the hallway in his tighty whities because he wanted to feel confident enough to be on stage in his tighty whities. Because even though the show didn't expand on it, Finn had a lot of body issues. And lastly, but not least, Finn and Rachel kissing on stage at Nationals, costing the New Directions having any place at Nationals. Finn leaves season 2 with 8 points. This season, Rachel is still the same ambitious, star-driven girl that she was last season, and still wanting to be on top and the only person on top. In the first half of the season, she is dating Finn, who she then cheats on with Puck because obviously she found out that Santana and Finn had slept together when her and Jesse were dating. So like Finn said, Rachel had no business being mad. It's just that he lied. That's the thing. But yeah, they weren't dating.
When this all happened, you were dating another guy, so you don't really have a right to be pissed at me about it, okay? And fine, I shouldn't have lied about it, but to be honest, that isn't what you care about. You care about the Santana of it all.
Oh, who are you?
The biggest unhinged moment for Rachel was when she sent Sunshine Corazon, a girl that she met in the bathroom who wanted to join the Glee Club, and she saw how talented Sunshine Corazon was, and she became jealous because, you know, Rachel wants to be the only person on top, let's be honest here. So she sent Sunshine Corazon, instead of to the right place for the auditions, she sent her to a crack house. Granted, it wasn't an active crack house.
I didn't send her to an active crack house.
But honestly, it really shows how much Rachel wants to be the only person on top and the only person center stage. We then have Rachel cheating on Finn with Puck over Finn sleeping with Santana, even though he slept with Santana when they weren't even together. And then she also says,
You said you'd never break up with me.
Like, no, Miss Ma'am, I'm not gonna stay with you after you cheated. Just because I said I would never break up with you. No. In the episode Rumors, when Finn and Rachel suspect Quinn of cheating on Finn with Sam, Rachel sings a love song, Go Your Own Way, to Finn while he plays on the drums, which rightfully so gets Quinn annoyed. Going back to Sunshine Corazon, we have the moment in the bathroom where Rachel thought that Sunshine couldn't speak English.
What? Oh, you don't speak English. You like me sing. You like me sing very much.
And we also have when she was all up in Sunshine's face while they were singing Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce, because we could clearly see that Rachel was intimidated by Sunshine. In the episode Britney, we have Rachel, after finding her newfound confidence in Britney Spears, wearing Britney Spears' outfit from the Baby One More Time video to school. Another unhinged moment of Rachel's is when she sent Quinn to flirt with Finn in the first half of the season when her and Finn were still dating, to make sure that Finn wanted her and not Quinn. Another unhinged moment for Rachel, and actually Finn as well, was when Rachel and him dressed up as a priest and a schoolgirl and sang With You I'm Born Again, so they could lose and Sam and Quinn could win the duets competition to make the group stronger and make Sam and Quinn have confidence. I get what they were doing and I understand why they did the song, but oh my days, very much uncomfortable. Next, we move on to Rachel walking into the Glee Club with tape over her mouth because Mr. Shu wanted Sam and Quinn to lead the duet in Nationals, and she felt like her voice was being stifled. When, Miss Ma'am, you get all of the solos, let some other people have a chance. Mr. Shu, rightfully so, shouted at Rachel. We also have the episode Blame It on the Alcohol, when Blaine and Rachel kissed and Blaine started to navigate his sexuality in a different way, thinking that he might be bi, which led Kurt to be very angry about it, and Rachel and him having this mini relationship arc in that episode, and then Rachel going up to Blaine and kissing him, and then Blaine realizes, yeah, he is gay, and Rachel sees that as writing gold for her to write a song. In the same instances of Rachel writing an original song, we have her song Only Child,
Only berry on my family,
and My Headband.
You're my headband.
After Finn breaks Rachel's nose because of his deadly dance moves, Rachel then wants Quinn's nose, which is honestly insane. The whole episode, Rachel wanted Quinn's nose. They literally showed us a side-by-side of Rachel's old nose and her new nose, and she looked exactly like Quinn. We then have Rachel and Finn kissing at Nationals, which cost the whole Glee Club the competition. Another unhinged moment was when Mr. Shu was sick and Rachel said this.
Class, in Mr. Schuster's absence, I'd like to go around and ask everyone what solos they'd like to hear me perform at sectionals. All right, you know what, let me
Go ahead, Santana. Go ahead. Finally, we have Rachel and the other girls joining the football team as all the other guys who weren't in the Glee Club quit.
Are you ready for this?
Let's kick some ass!
Rachel leaves season 2 with 16 points. We have some honorable mentions for people who were in the Glee Club for only an episode. We have Sue Sylvester and Azimo Azimo, I think that's how you say his name, Azimo and Adams. Azimo, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Azimo Adams was one of the footballers who joined the Glee Club in the episode The Sue Sylvester Shuffle because Coach Beast and Mr. Shu wanted the football team and the Glee Club to coexist peacefully. He had a few quotable lines in his episode in the Glee Club, which consist of, "I'm not singing no soul tunes that are the music of my oppressors."
Hey, I'm not singing no show tunes. That is the music of my oppressors.
And him saying sequin ball gowns instead of sequin ball gowns.
Play the first half, change it to some sequin ball gowns.
Then we have him saying after Puck and Rachel finished their duet, "The girl with the mohawk had a very nice voice," which incites a riot between the Glee Club and the football team, which honestly, I love that riot. I love that scene because all of a sudden Rachel's trying to fight. She got her legs kicking up everything, like Simon's holding her back. Like, I love that scene. In the scene, if you look closely, you see Mercedes hitting somebody like this. Just peep Mercedes right there. We then have Sue join the Glee Club in episode 13 for one episode, which leads to unhinged quotes from her. She tries to pit Mercedes and Rachel against each other, and when it fails, she says,
Hey, where's the hate?
Then we have Sam dressed up as Justin Bieber and Sue thinking that Sam is a girl.
Bigger. Let her speak. You gotta get that girl on my Cheerios.
We also have this unhinged line from Sue towards Santana.
She got exactly what she deserved.
You're lucky I left my blowgun at home airbags because I got a clear shot at your nannies.
Guys,
Season 2 for many years was my favorite season of Glee. And honestly, it still is. There was a point in time when season 3 was my favorite season, but right now it is still season 2. I feel like there was a lot more unhinged moments this season than there was last season. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe there were. And the Glee Club member with the most unhinged moments this season was Miss Santana Lopez with 24 points. Season 3 of Glee has Rachel, Kurt, Finn, Santana, Quinn, Puck, and Mike in their senior year of high school. The seniors are maneuvering through their senior year and figuring out their plans for post-high school. We see Blaine, Kurt's boyfriend, transferred to McKinley High and joined the New Directions. Lauren Zysys quits the New Directions after their nationals lose, which I feel like was a bad part on the writers because I feel like Lauren Zysys was a really fun character. We also see the introduction of 3 new Direction members: Joe Hart, Sugar Motta, and Rory Flanagan. This is where the show is becoming more of a PSA teen drama than a cracky, campy, satirical teen show. But that doesn't mean that the show isn't still unhinged. The first of the newcomers in the New Directions was Joe Hart. He was also nicknamed Teen Jesus because he was a part of the Jesus Squad and he walked around barefooted.
You guys mind if I take off my shoes? I'm sort of used to going to school barefoot.
It's like a Teen Jesus.
He also had a sweet but short relationship with Quinn. Joe's only unhinged moment this season was walking around barefooted. Like, I know McKinley's hallways are dirty. All in all, Joe leaves season 3 with 1 point. Sugar Motta was introduced as a rich, tone-deaf, ditzy daddy's girl who was denied from entering the Glee Club, and so she decided to ask her dad to create a new Glee Club for her in the school, with Shelby, Rachel's birth mother, being the coach. This has nothing to do with Sugar. This has everything to do with Shelby. Why in the world would Shelby think that it's okay to come into a school where her birth daughter goes and the 2 kids that she adopted their baby from? Like, why did she think that was a good idea? And then she ends up dating the father of her adopted child. Like, Sugar was the original member of the Trouble Tones, and she had self-proclaimed Asperger's. For Sugar's unhinged moments, I obviously have to talk about her big spender performance, which was her Glee audition. You saw Rachel crack that little smile when she realized that Sugar was bad, because she was like, yes, I don't have to send someone else to the crack house. We also have Sugar claiming that she has Asperger's so she can say anything that she wants to say.
And when I saw you guys singing and dancing in the cafeteria, I thought, I am so much better than you. Sorry, Asperger's.
Then we have her obviously getting her dad to create a new Glee Club for her because she couldn't get into the New Directions. And finally, we have a quote from her when Artie wanted her to be his Valentine.
I just think we look really weird together. Not that you're disabled. It's because I'm abled and people are really mean.
Sugar leaves the season with 4 points. Another newcomer this season was Rory Flanagan. He was a foreign exchange student from Ireland living in Britney's house, and he also had a crush on Britney. When it comes to Rory's unhinged moments, One of those unhinged moments is him making Brittany believe that he's a leprechaun with his lucky charms so he could get Brittany's lucky charms, if you know what I mean. His other unhinged moment was him lying to Sugar about him having to move back to Ireland so she could be his Valentine over Artie. Rory leaves the season with 2 points. For Mike this season, he gets his own personal storyline with him wanting to go to school for dance and his father not wanting to. Basically, his father wants him to be a doctor. Anyway, Mike's dad eventually accepts that Mike wants to do dancing instead of being a doctor. And Mike is still dating Tina at the moment. For Mike's unhinged moments this season, he only has one, which was in episode Props, when Tina was rightfully angry that she wasn't in the spotlight as much as Rachel was, and how she felt like basically a human prop swaying in the background. And what did Mike do? He said that he was ashamed of how she was acting, and when Tina was at the mall getting the resources to create the dresses for nationals, he texted her that Rachel was one of a kind. He texted his own girlfriend. Imagine your boyfriend texting you and saying that a girl was one of a kind. So yeah, that is the only unhinged moment that Mike had this season. So Mike ends the season with 1 point. This season, Artie doesn't get much of a storyline. His biggest storyline, I would say, was him helping Quinn adjusting to her life in a wheelchair for a few episodes. We'll get to that when we get to Quinn. And he also has a crush on Sugar. Artie's only unhinged moment this season was him rolling into the swimming pool in his wheelchair in the performance of We Found Love. So Artie leaves this season with 1 point. For Tina this season, she is still dating Mike, and the only big storyline she gets is her being frustrated with just always being in the background, because Tina has a voice on her. Tina has an amazing voice, and I feel like obviously Mr. Schue favors Rachel and Finn, and he has Mercedes there to park and bark, and then there's Tina who has a beautiful voice, and she is basically a human prop. So that is the biggest storyline for her this season. And for Tina's unhinged moment this season, it ties into her wanting to be upfront and not in the background, which is her after Mike texting her that Rachel was one of a kind. She gets distracted and walks into the fountain and basically bangs her head onto the fountain, which leads to her imagining the whole Glee club reversing each other's characters. And honestly, I love that episode. I wish like the whole episode was that, of all of them being basically switched.
I'm Finn Hudson. I am Kurt Hummel.
What? That's what he sounds like.
I particularly love Quinn as Sugar. You can tell that Diana had a lot of fun playing Sugar. And also Tina ate that Celine Dion song, showing that she can be as much of a powerhouse as Rachel or Mercedes or Kurt or Santana. Tina leaves this season with 1 point. This season, Sam doesn't really have much to do. In the beginning of season 3, he's missing as his family moved. And then Rachel and Finn go back to, I don't even know where his family moved to, but Rachel and Finn brought him back to New Directions after finding out that he's stripping to get extra money for his family. Comes back to New Directions and he tries to win Mercedes back after their little summer fling, but Mercedes has a boyfriend. So one of Sam's unhinged moments this season is having an affair with Mercedes after he knows how it feels after Quinn cheated on him. Obviously him working at a strip club at 16 or 17 years old. And finally we have his white chocolate body rolls. So Sam leaves season 3 with 3 points. Just like Tina, Mercedes is feeling heavily neglected in the Glee club, feeling like Mr. Schue always puts Rachel on a pedestal and expects so much from the others.
Okay, did you even practice this?
Stop picking on me. You're always singling me out, making me look bad. Where's Rachel, huh? I don't see her here, being a part of the team.
Rachel practices it.
No one asked you, Finn.
So Mercedes decides to leave the Glee club in an amazing performance of It's All Over. I love that performance. And she decides to join the Trouble Tones with Shelby and Sugar. When she forms her own Glee club, subsequently, Santana and Brittany join too. But after they lose at sectionals, they rejoin the Glee club. And honestly, unpopular opinion, because I know so many people love the Trouble Tones. I love them too. But I think that New Directions deserve to win sectionals. Don't come at me, but I really do think that the New Directions deserve to win sectionals. I enjoyed their performance better. So after the Trouble Tones lose sectionals, Mercedes, Brittany and Santana rejoin the New Directions and bring Sugar along with them. The only unhinged moment Mercedes has this season is cheating on her boyfriend with Sam. Like, I know Sam is cute, but like, girl, you could have at least just broken up with your boyfriend before you went up there and kissed him. And I will say, I don't think Mercedes leaving the New Directions and forming our own Glee club was unhinged or anything. I am right there with Mercedes. Mr. Shu favored Rachel and Finn all the time. And honestly, yeah, I think he favored Finn more than Rachel, if anything. Like, he saw Finn as his buddy. Like, sir, that is a child. So Mercedes leaves season 3 with 1 point. Blaine is also a newcomer to the New Directions this season, as he transfers from Dalton Academy and the Warblers to McKinley High and the New Directions. When it comes to Blaine's unhinged moments this season, I would say literally the biggest one is him transferring to McKinley High for Kurt when Kurt is a senior and he's a junior. We'll see how that works out. We also have when Sam comes back to the New Directions and he tries to teach the boys sexy dance moves, and Blaine gets angry and says that he's not for sale like Sam is, because Sam was a stripper.
This is the advantage. Of course, that's what you think. You have to think that in order to sleep at night. What the hell does that mean? It means that I'm not for sale.
Blaine leaves season 3 with 2 points. This season, Puck and Lauren break up after Lauren leaves the New Directions after their nationals loss in the end of season 2. When Shelby starts teaching at McKinley High, and obviously she adopted Quinn and Puck's baby, Puck wants to spend more time with Beth, which leads to an inappropriate relationship between Shelby and Puck. Like, I don't care if he's 18, he's still a high school student and she teaches at that school. Like, that's disgusting. This season, as a senior, Puck also struggles with his grades and trying to graduate. The biggest unhinged moment for Puck was obviously dating Shelby. Like, that relationship was so uncomfortable. Like, Like, this woman really came up in this school, to a school where her biological daughter goes, and the two children, who she adopted their baby from. We also have, in the wake of Puck dating Shelby, Puck seducing his teacher so he can get a good grade. Luckily, she's not like Shelby and didn't go for it. We also have the moment where Puck is struggling with his future and his grades, and he has a fight with one of, I don't know, I think the guy was from the hockey team, and basically he pulls out a prop knife on him. But luckily, Coach Beast is there to save the day. We also have a really disgusting moment from Puck, really unhinged, more disgusting than unhinged, where he told Finn that he has dibs on the girls whose boobs aren't done growing yet.
Plus, I called dibs on all the chicks whose boobs aren't done growing yet.
In the same instance of Puck struggling with his grades, we have the school's out performance when he literally barged into the choir room and everyone was shook. Like, did you see Joe's face? He was scared. Another unhinged moment for Puck is when he dressed up as a girl so that the New Directions could compete with Vocal Adrenaline's Unique. And finally, we have the moment where Finchel announced their engagement and Puck says, "When's the baby's due date?"
When's the baby's due date?
Puck leaves season 3 with 7 points. This season, Quinn goes through so many different arcs, from being a skank, to wanting her baby back, to texting and driving and ending up in a wheelchair, to her prom queen obsession coming back, and to her dating Joe, and also her getting accepted into Yale. So yeah, Quinn had a busy year this season. When it comes to Quinn's unhinged moments this season, one of them includes her trying to get Beth back from Shelby. So for her to do that, she wanted Shelby to look like an unfit mother, try to put hot sauce in, I don't know where she's trying to put it, in the cupboards and stuff like that, to make it seem like Shelby is a bad mother. Quinn needed help, okay? Quinn needed help because she was going through so much. Like, she's like a year into being postpartum. Like, somebody help Quinn. We also have Quinn in the beginning of the season being a skank with her hair dyed pink, her looking all scruffy, having a nose ring, and also getting a tattoo of Ryan Seacrest on her lower back. I would say I loved Quinn's pink hair. I feel like I wish she would have kept it, even though she went back to her normal Quinn style. I wish she would have kept the pink hair because she looked cute in it. In the same instance of Quinn trying to get Beth back, she also tries to recruit Sam as her baby daddy. Like, she's like, oh, Sam's back, so, and I don't want to be with Puck, so let me be with Sam and get back Beth. Like Sam really wants to be a teen father, a step teen father. Somebody help Quinn. Somebody help her. Quinn leaves season 3 with 5 points. This season, Brittany's relationship with Santana is going strong, and she runs for school president. And we also find out she has a 0.0 GPA, so even though she's a senior, she will be coming back next year to redo her senior year. One of Britney's unhinged moments comes in the first episode of season 3, when a food fight happens in a cafeteria after the Glee Club perform, and Britney thinks that there's pepperoni in her bra when it's really her nipples.
I have pepperoni in my bra.
Those are your nipples.
We also have Britney thinking that Rory was a leprechaun and that his lucky charms were real and that he could grant her wishes. I feel like when it comes to Britney, and if she's really like childlike, I mean, like anybody who really wants to date her is kind of weird. Then we have the moment where Finn calls Britney stupid because she wants to leave the New Directions to join the Trouble Tones with Santana and Mercedes. And she says that Finn was bullying, which is so hilarious because you're literally dating the biggest bully in the Glee Club, Santana Lopez. So what are you talking about bullying? I never see her calling out Santana for bullying.
But this leprechaun crap, I mean, at some point you just gotta grow up and stop being such an idiot.
It's mean, it's bullying, and I won't accept it.
That was a cracker.
What? Dixie's bleeding.
It's mean, it's bullying, and I won't accept it.
We also obviously have Britney having a 0.0 GPA. And finally, we have her releasing her and Santana's sex tape because Santana said she wanted to be famous no matter what. Girl, if like Finn would have released a sex tape of him and Rachel because Rachel said she wanted to be famous no matter what, or Blaine did it like because Kurt wanted to be famous no matter what, people would have been in an uproar. Like, see this girl, what? How do we see Britney? Okay, is she childlike or does she know what she's doing? This show is just so silly. Britney leaves the season with 5 points. This season, as a senior, Kurt has his eyes set on going to college in New York. He finds out about the college Niara and he wants to get into it. So he tries to up his extracurriculars by running for school president. He also is navigating his relationship with Blaine after Blaine transfers to McKinley. When it comes to Kurt's unhinged moments this season, one of them is definitely him emotionally cheating on Blaine with some guy he met in, was it a bookstore or a music store? Girl, I can't remember, but like, he started texting him and the guy was making him feel good and blah, blah, blah. So he was emotionally cheating, which is crazy because you basically got your boyfriend to transfer schools for you and you're up here texting another guy because he make you feel good. And also another unhinged moment that we have is him convincing Blaine to transfer schools when he's a senior and Blaine's a junior. So after you leave, what's going to happen? He ain't going to have you no more and you want to go to New York. And we obviously see how that pans out. Spoiler, it doesn't pan out well. We also have Kurt and Rachel, as much as they love musical theatre and they know all about New York and blah, 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 they didn't know that Juilliard doesn't have a program for musical theatre.
Except Juilliard doesn't have a musical theatre department.
Wait, what? I love the moment where Kurt's like, wait, what? I honestly think that Kurt was one of the funniest characters from season 1 to 3. Like, he had so much personality and it was honestly, they gave him really funny lines and Chris Colfer knew how to hit those marks with those lines.
I've been to every last one of your performances, except West Side Story. I boycotted that one because you two weren't Tony and Maria.
Why, hello, kind sir. I don't believe I got your name.
But I feel like from season 4 to 6, they stopped making him a funny character. Finally, we have a quote from Kurt after him and Rachel are going up against each other for school president. And he says this.
Sorry, I am late. I was putting up posters for my campaign.
Did you airbrush out your jowls?
No.
Look.
I love when the Glee Club gets childish. Kurt leaves season 3 with 4 points. This season, Santana continues to be a bully. For the first half of season 3, they gave her lines and jokes that weren't even funny. Like, honestly, it was like, they were like real harsh and real intense. And like, it got to the point where, honestly, they weren't funny. It was just like, Santana, like, please. Like, they weren't even funny. And I feel like they were amping that up and making her more harsh and more mean because they knew what was to come when she was going to be outed and she had to deal with like the emotional side of it and show that she doesn't have to be like mean to people anymore. Because obviously she was mean to people because she was hurting inside herself. This season, Santana was also outed by a political campaign that was against Sue Sylvester. And it all directly linked back to Finn basically telling her in the hallway that she was scared that Britney wouldn't love her. And basically, I'm pretty sure that cheerleader right there heard and told somebody, and then everybody found out that Santana was gay. So Finn basically directly outed her. Even though I don't think he meant to do it like on that scale. He was just trying to make her feel hurt about like, oh yeah, Britney won't love you and that's why you're scared.
You can't admit to everybody that you're in love with Britney and she might not love you back. That must hurt not to be able to admit to everyone how you really feel. You know what I think you are?
Coward.
But like, he was a direct cause of her being outed, because if he hadn't said that in the hallway, nobody would have known and it wouldn't have been in the campaign. So then the rest of the season is her coming to terms with her sexuality and her dating Brittany. And she also wants to be famous after she leaves McKinley. For Santana's unhinged moments this season, one of them links back to her being harsh for no reason. It's like, it wasn't even funny anymore. Was when she told Rory to disappear. Like the way she said it, it wasn't even funny. It was like, basically she's telling him to go off himself.
Would you do this whole school favor and just disappear?
Another instance of her unhinged moments has to do with Rory again, when she beats Rory up with dodgeballs with the rest of the Trouble Tones. Another unhinged moment is when we see the birth of Snicks after she slaps Finn. And Snicks basically an alter ego of Naya Rivera. So it's so funny how they literally wove it into the show. So it's cute how like they wove in like real life stuff in there into the show. Sometimes it's not cute the way they wove in real life stuff into the show, but we ain't talking about that right now. We also have a moment where Santana, Brittany, and Mercedes go into the teacher's lounge, and Santana says this.
This is the teacher's lounge. It is our sacred space.
Britt and I are gay, and Mercedes is black, so kicking us out would be a hate crime.
We also have another one of Santana's harsh insults where she still calls Finn fat. Where?
Hurry up, go get some moist towels. We have to keep Finn wet before we can roll him back in the sea.
We also have a quote from her when Mercedes comes in late for booty camp, and she says that Mercedes ate a Quiznos before she came up in this joint.
Hurts, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Why are you babying her? I mean, she can't do 3 steps without puking because she ate a Quiznos before she showed up in this joint.
I love my baby girl Santana, even through her harsh insults that are not even funny. And she leaves the season with 6 points. This season, Finn and Rachel are going strong. So strong that Finn proposes to Rachel in their senior year of high school. Finn is basically navigating life after high school and fears that he won't amount to anything. So basically he feels like Rachel is the only thing in his life that is worthwhile. When it comes to Finn's unhinged moments, the biggest one is him being directly at fault for Santana being outed. Like, I don't think he was maliciously trying to out her in front of everybody, but he literally said it in the hallway where anybody could hear. And that little cheerleader girl right there, I know it was her. I know it was her who went around telling people, and that's why Santana got outed in a more national scale. Then we have another unhinged moment of Finn's where he proposes to Rachel when they are both 18 years old and in their senior year of high school. In the same instance of him basically outing Santana, we don't even get one scene where he apologizes to her. Yes, he does try to make it up for her, but I feel like the scene where they were at the lockers and he was telling her how he doesn't want her to die, he doesn't want anything to happen to her, that could have been literally a perfect time for him to just apologize. For the writers just to write a scene where he just says, I'm sorry. That never came out of his mouth. I feel like he doesn't feel like he was the cause of it because he thinks the campaign was the cause of it, but the campaign wouldn't have happened. Like, her being outed in the campaign wouldn't have happened if he hadn't had said that in the hallway.
You mean something to me. If something ever were to happen to you and I didn't do everything that I could to try and stop it, I'd never be able to live with myself.
So Finn leaves this season with 3 unhinged moments. And let me just say something. I need to say something about how Glee is so obsessed with teen marriage and young marriage. Like, we will see more of this because Finn and Rachel tried to get married this season, and we will see more young couples trying to get married. This season, obviously, Finn and Rachel are going strong. Finn proposes to Rachel and she is set on going to New York for school. She decides she doesn't want to go to New York and she wants to stay in Lima with Finn and get married. But instead, Finn takes her to the train station and she ends up going to New York alone. This season, one of the obvious unhinged moments for Rachel is trying to get married in her senior year of high school. We also have Rachel stuffing the ballot so Kurt could win school president, which leads to her being suspended for a week, so she has to miss sectionals. Which I will say actually worked out in the New Direction's favor because without Rachel being there, it gave more like members of the New Directions to have more of a spotlight at sectionals. Because if Rachel was there, she probably would have had the solos and the lead. And because Rachel wasn't there, more people were able to get spotlight basically. We also have, just like for Kurt, her not knowing that Julia didn't have a musical theatre program. Isn't that Miss New York right there? So how should she not know? How should she not know? It's not adding up. And then finally we have her trying to have sex with Finn so she can get into the role of Maria in West Side Story. Instead of just want to have sex with him, she just wanted to get it over with so she can ace her role in West Side Story. So for Miss Rachel Barrie this season, she ends the season with 4 points. There were significantly fewer unhinged moments this season for the characters because I feel like it was drifting away from the satirical, wacky vibe that it usually had from season 1 and 2 into more of a PSA teen drama. So even though it was real crazy and real wacky, there was very much more, we're gonna tell you how it is, don't do this, don't text and drive, don't do this, blah, 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 blah. That's how the show kind of started to feel like. And next season, it still feels that way. And like, there's still unhinged moments, but it starts to feel like it's just not the Glee that it used to be. Nevertheless, the Glee Club member with the most points this season of unhinged moments is Mr. Noah Puckerman with 7 points. Currently it's 5 a.m. on the day that I'm supposed to be posting this video. So it is 28th March 2025. I knew, okay, while I was editing that I wasn't going to be able to put all 6 seasons into one video because the editing process alone took me so long. I've been working on this video for a little over a month. So this will be part 1 where obviously I focused on season 1 to 3, and part 2 will be focusing on season 4 to 6. And also, as I was editing, I realized I missed a lot more unhinged moments than I actually put in the video, because how could I talk about Finn in season 2 and not mention grilled cheeses? So whatever unhinged moments I missed, which I'm pretty sure are a lot, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to know your guys' views and opinions about Glee, but okay, remember, these are fictional characters, and don't go tussling in the comments and start insulting each other, because while I was editing, while I was researching, while I was getting all these clips and just scrolling through Reddit and YouTube, people would be arguing like these are real people, okay? I'm all for criticizing fictional people and having debates about fictional characters, but let's not get all angry for real, okay? Let's keep it civil up in the comments. Like, comment and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss part 2 for seasons 4 to 6. I'm tired because I have a lesson at 9 a.m. Your girl's getting her master's in law, okay? Bye, God bless you all. I'm tired.